Okay, people. This is that vegetable that I planted last fall, I think it was. And it kind of took root over the winter in that little cold frame that I have. The only thing is the chickens got in there like 2 or 3 times and stirred everything up and, you know, mixed everything up, and some plants survived and others didn't, and these are the ones that did. Anyway, these things are huge. It's an Asian vegetable of some sort. I don't know the exact name because the little packet that it came in got ruined with the birds. And it's not a lettuce. My landlady says, well, what is that? And I'm like, well, I don't know, it's lettuce. And no, it's not. And I'm like, well, I think it is. But now that it's grown, and I'm taking a bite of it, it's quite pungent. It almost tastes like a turnip. Almost. But stronger. It's a little more tangy. It's like almost like a horseradish. It's a cross between a horseradish and a turnip. And it has the bite. So you can, I would think, be able to eat it raw. But in this case, I'm going to dehydrate it and have it a small flake. And then at some point, I want to make crackers. So this might be good flavoring for crackers. Maybe. Okay, people. If it's not one thing, it's something else, right? All the time. Anyway, there's going to be a little series going on here in regarding to Mr. Lace and his female companions, the chickens. Ladybird Gobble and her sisters. The city has informed my landlord that there's too much debris in the yard in terms of wood, tires, toys, that kind of miscellaneous stuff. And therefore it needs to be cleaned up, or they're going to come in and do it for him and then charge him, which would mean charge me, and blah 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 blah. And they want the chickens gone because under their bylaw, under a certain section, hold on a minute, I'm showing you, I'll come back and I'll talk to you about that after. But for now, this is some rice. The thing I like about chickens, I mean, Mr. Lace was a rescue bird, right? He's the one who started all of the thing with the chickens. I was thinking about getting chickens before because the property is so big, but it never manifested until Mr. Lace showed up. So anyway, this is some rice. They really enjoy rice. Birds spread mice among birds. Mites, like, lice and little mites. And how chickens get it is through the birds in the neighborhood when they're flying around. So anyway, when the raccoon killed Ladybird Girl, and I went to go salvage her feathers, I noticed she had mites. Mites or lice, one of the two. And one of the ways to prevent an infestation is to feed your chickens garlic. I didn't know that. So anyway, I told my son to go buy me some garlic, and that's what he came home with. Right? Make it easy for me. So they will eat what they want, right? Chickens. The other thing I like about chickens, and this my landlord gave me, this is that beautiful wheat. Right? So I'm going to give him some wheat, some rice, some garlic. And the thing about, I don't know how prevalent it is across the province, but I know Surrey has a problem with moths. Because I get them in my cupboards, that and spiders. But anyway, I like to do my food storage in jars for this purpose, people, because, you get the moth in there, you can see it. And they breed. They'll take over the whole jar. Literally, they'll take over the whole jar. This is stuff that was in my cupboard. So, this is red onion back in the day when I was doing all that in 2011, 2012. This one's red onion. Oh, hold on. You can see it's getting webby in there, right? I can open this up and actually put some of that in there, and again, the chickens will pick what they want. I don't know if they necessarily eat red onion, but they probably will. So I'm going to take about a quarter cup or something like that and put it in here. Just put it right there, right? And then the chickens, and I'll put the garlic. I kind of make a little bowl for them, right? That's what they like to. They'll eat out of a bowl for me. And I'm going to feature them for the next couple of weeks when I'm out in the yard. Today I have to go out in the front and do the rest of the planting of the vegetables. And then I'll take you out there and I'll show you what we're doing so far. Because when the city comes to do their inspection on my yard and make point of notice of certain things, you know, I'm going to tell them I'm in the middle of doing something. This is some old sesame seeds here that obviously got a little moth in it. You can see there's the moth. So I'll put a tablespoon of that, sprinkle it around, right? They can have that because I don't really want to eat it. There's webbing in there, right? But the chickens will eat it. Old corn, popcorn, I guess, some kind of corn. You bring it in, and what you do is you don't have it. And when you put it in a jar, obviously the jar is clean, right? But when you put your food in from opening up the bag, you put it in, the bugs come in oftentimes when it's store-bought food, they will come in with the food itself in the bag or in bulk. In this instance, I was dehydrating somehow. Something got in there. It only takes one. Start the process. These things, you know, whatever. So that's either composting or the chickens will eat it. Chickens will probably eat that if they can see it. I know they'll eat the corn, right? I don't know what's in there. That just might end up in the compost pile. Okay, you get my point, right? So, yeah. I'm going to be featuring Ladybird Gobble. She's such a intelligent little chicken. You know, I can understand why my landlord was so fond of her, because she tries to communicate with you. So I'm going to bring out my camera, right? And when I'm in the back and I'm working and they're running around with me, the chickens, you'll see. We'll have a conversation with them, and you'll see how they interact with humans, right? They're quite interesting, really. So anyway, I'll be back. So okay, I'm back. This was old almonds from, you know, when I did food storage. They're kind of not tasty, right? Not like those pecans. And plus they had bugs, like I just don't. So anyway, I got chickens, so they will eat it, right? So there's some of that. There's that corn that obviously came in with bugs when I bought it. There's that sesame seed, right? There's the garlic, there's the wheat, there's the rice. That's enough for about 4 birds. Now, I'm not letting them out today because I'm going to be out in the front. If I was in the back and they were let out and they could run around in the yard, they go and they eat bugs and worms. And it's really funny when they find a slug. If they find a slug, one will run with it and the other chickens will chase to try and get that slug because they really love the slugs, right? So, anyway, I'll take you out to Mr. Lace's pen, and we'll touch base with the hens. Hold on. Okay, so we're outside. Gave him a little bit of old grape stew, eh? As you can see, Mr. Lace just kind of lets everybody eat. And he's such a polite bird. Hey, Mr. Lace? Huh? You just keep an eye on everybody. He always lets the girls know where there's good food. Right? When we're out in the yard. He calls them and they come running. If you notice, they're going for the rice and the sesame seeds. Look at that. You can see what their favorite is. So we're going to feature these birds for a while because I'm contesting the city to take them away. I'm keeping them. I want to keep them. Mr. Lace, this is his home. Right? And it's not like I'm not trying to be a responsible hen owner. Or chicken owner, rooster owner, right? He's an icon. Mr. Lace is an icon. He still has to go out into the public. I still have to make him a harness, right? And he's gonna go out and chill with the kids for a bit. Ladybird girl probably would have been a good girl to take out into the public with the kids, because she was injured, so she was moving a little slower and was a little more passive. And a brooding hen, I think a brooding hen is when a chicken wants to sit on eggs all the time. That's what she was starting to do. She was just sitting up in there and just wanted to sit with the eggs. But she couldn't defend herself, right? Because she couldn't move fast enough because of her head injury. So anyway, as you can see, they like rice. rice and sesame seeds. So sesame seeds are good to keep on hand. Right. We'll see how much they eat for the day. Right, I'll change their water for them. I need to build a little watering system. I don't know if there's any eggs in there. Is there any eggs in there, Mr. Lace? How is my bird? I love you, Mr. Lace. I'm gonna fight for you. Uh-huh. Yeah. I am. He's a good bird. Huh? Are you a good bird? Uh-huh. Yeah. Any eggs in there? Not yet? Oh, one. Can you see? There's one in there, people. The other day I got up, there was 4. But, you know, got a raccoon problem, right? Anyway, I am working in the front. Just hold on a minute. I'm going to take you to the hen house area. Hold on. Okay, so before we get to the hen house area, potato box, I decided to make a put potatoes in here. Right? Chickens can have it back after the fact. And then, you know, you watch those YouTube videos and you hear about them drawing them in drums and stuff. Well, I put several potatoes in there and we'll see what happens. This is my little onion patch. Right? Been no rain, people. It's like going into desert season or something. Like hardly any rain. It's not been good. This is the first batch of potatoes I put in. Obviously, you can tell, right? They grew quite well in here last year. You can see what Bill was doing. He was doing a really good job, and he was on a roll, and then I don't know. And what we were doing was we were fencing it off on the inside to keep any rodents out, as you can see. I already bought the screen to bury underneath so that the rats can't climb in from underneath. Right? And so, I don't know, I'm in a panic here. Right? Because, you know, I'm not a quitter, you know that. Here's our hen house with the nesting boxes. Right? Still pretty good. Just needs to be touched up a little bit. Finished. And I have to go get some more pallets from Home Depot. They're waiting for pictures to see what they've contributed towards building in terms of donation. Because, you know, Mr. Lace is pretty famous, right? In Home Depot, anyway. This here was supposed to open up, right? This flap here was supposed to open up so the child could stand here and go underneath and grab the egg out this way. But I haven't finished that yet, right? So anyway, I don't know. I don't have any money, people. But, like, I'm desperate, so I'm thinking just take $100, don't pay a bill, and go hire 2 guys today for tomorrow to come and finish off this corner, because I have a canopy, a truck canopy that I want to put in this corner as a roof, because it would protect the from the rain and would not, you know, rot, because it's made for trucks, right? So I don't have to worry about trying to cover it with a tarp or anything. And then that was going to be kind of like a coop area, right in here for the hens or whatever. I wanted to have the 2 pens so I can interchange them as I'm cleaning in between them. Or in the case of like Lady Bird Girl, she could have stayed in here, protected, right, and just, you know, lived her life, right, uninterrupted by a raccoon. So let's see where else we're at. Fire pit. I need some ash that hasn't been rained on for mites in terms of a dusting for the chickens. So we gotta have a little marshmallow roast with hot dogs with Andre to get some ash to get that base covered. This is stuff that I'm still using because there's gonna be a door in here, right, as you go in, locked, right? So I don't know, you know, this, I leave this stuff around for the guys so that they can piecemeal it together. So, you know, that's a nice good door frame that could be just the foundation for the door before you go in into the actual hen house area. And of course there's the greenhouse, people, right? We'll go inside for a minute. Kale going into seed. That's lettuce over there of some kind. It's very warm in here. Whew. It's like a sauna, right? I was gonna put tilapia fish in here, but I don't know. Right now I'm just gonna clear out this little part right? I'm gonna put some homeschooling stuff in there in terms of science into that. And oh, it's nice and warm in here. Ooh. And then over here, I put this little makeshift fence up last night because these raccoons, remember that famous corner there, people? You know, it was like halfway through the whole freaking board. So, it looks so far, and I put a little bleach on there in that corner. I bleached it all down, right? Took out the debris. And you can still kind of smell the raccoon shit, right? Because raccoons are a problem. So anyway, I've decided to close off this compost, right? Put a bunch of wood pieces and miscellaneous dirt that I dragged in from there, because at one point this was one big compost pile, remember? There's a video about that. And I'm going to close this off, and I'm not going to put no more food scraps in here so that it doesn't attract raccoons or rats or anything, and I'm just going to let it sit for a couple of years and just decompose. The dirt underneath here is probably really, really good, because it's been there for about 3-4 years now. So if I really wanted to, I could start getting dirt from the bottom. That's what you do, is you pull off the boards and you start taking out the dirt from the bottom, right? Another little potato patch. You can see I laid a couple of more patches over there because my rhubarb plant died, but that's fine. It looks like this blackberry bush. I've decided now, after all this time, I'm going to let it just stay and bloom, because it looks like it's going to produce like a lot of fruit. And, you know, in this situation, you don't want to look at a gift horse in the mouth. In other words, you know, I can make jam or freeze them or whatever and be grateful that I've got blackberries to eat, because this actually produces nice big juicy ones. Raspberry bush is just full of bees. All kinds of bees. Honey bees, wild bees. The bees are really, really loving this bush. There's both in there. I can see them. Maybe I can't zoom in because I got the light behind me. Right, but there's honeybees and wild bees in there, and this thing is going to be infested with raspberries. You can see, like I predicted, they were going to start climbing up over the greenhouse. Eventually they'll go whatever, or I'll direct them this way, and then the ones that are under the ground are going to travel and I would suspect start poking their noses up in here sometime, but that might take a couple of years, because I carpeted, or I am carpeting, the floor. So there's nowhere for them to shoot up in here. But as they grow, they will probably shoot up here. So, you know, depending if they come out through here, I may let a small bush come up, and then of course you'll have to prune. Right? And I know it looks still kind of messy, you know, but things are going on, right? And like, these are water drums to collect water for, you know, selective watering on certain things depending on what it is. I've got several of them. This one I bought, it all has its piping, but I'm not a plumber, and I kind of find it hard to concentrate on trying to connect this, you know, piping system. This I found at Spring Cleanup, just needs a lid on it, so this is another good one. This one I found at Spring Cleanup in Delta. Again, this is another good one. This one already has its snout on it. I don't think it has a lid, but you can make a lid. That one is just a water drum. And then I have a water drum. I should. Oh no. Oh, I'm 1, 2. What's going on here? Okay, I found that one. There's that one. I found that one. I'm missing a water drum, people. I should have 2 blue ones. There's my cold frame. There's that fancy dancy Asian vegetable that I'm actually thinking to chew up on the right side of my mouth and let that tangy, pungent, medicinal properties get up into that toothache that I have. So where's that other water drum? Oh, there it is. Do you see it? There it is. So I have enough water drums. It's just a matter of placing them and hooking them up to piping to catch off rainwater, right? But again, no money. I don't know how to do these things myself. But we'll figure it out. But today, I'm working in the front. So I will come back in the front with you. You can see this little garden patch. Right? It's growing quite nicely. Garlic, bok choy, kale, and spinach. Yeah. The chickens, they just want out. They're not even hungry. Do you see what they're doing, people? They're all just at the gate here, just wanting to get out. They all just want to get out, but I'm not going to be out to keep too much of an eye on you. Not today, birds. And it looks like I'm going to have to clip your wings, right? So you don't jump the fence, right? And then when the city shows up, I'm going to take it to court. I'm going to fight for you chickens. Yeah. Especially you, Mr. Lace. You started it all. You're the best bird ever. Okay, people. As you can see, we're getting the roof up on the hen house area over here. A couple fellas, 3 of them. Bill's back. They're going to put that up. And we're going to have a little hot dog roast. Get some ashes for these birds so we can dust them down. And yeah, the same day, being spontaneous. The bill will have to wait in terms of, you know, some kind of bill, because this is more important. The city wants me to tidy up the yard a little bit. This canopy was sitting in the front for like 4 months. So today is the day it's getting situated. Okay, people, you can see it's coming together here, right? This is pretty cool. I like this. So we're going to spark up the fire pit and have some hot dogs and shish kebabs and some baked potato and corn and salad. You can talk at the pit. Hold on. Done. Okay, people, so now we're going to put some potatoes on. Huh?
I was talking at them.
Okay, you talk.
Yep, and there's fire.
Yeah, for hot dogs.
Yeah,
Say hot dogs.
hot dogs.
Okay.
And we just gotta get some marshmallows.
Okay. So see you soon.
Okay, see you soon.
2 hours in the
Okay, people. Mike is cooking here.
hospital. I said, hey,
He's doing a pretty good job, too.
when the game's over,
And we need more
Doesn't that
fire.
look good? We got baked
And
potato.
I talk at them.
Okay, you talk.
guarantee you he'll be
Yeah, and we got hot dog.
Hot dogs.
Game was over.
And those are
I
fancy,
talk
fancy
at
dancy
them.
hot dogs. We
And
got shish kebabs.
Once the hot dogs are done, you have a place to put the hot
boss is
dogs.
here.
Hey?
You have a place to put the hot dogs once they're done.
Oh yeah, I'll get you a pan. I'll get him a pan, and we got some barbecue. Are you gonna heat this up? This needs to be cooked up.
Yeah.
Got some garlic bread there. Oh, this is good, people. Andre, he doesn't want to bump his head. All right, we'll be back.
You can only fly over the river.
That's the cops, right?
Yeah.
They're always flying around. They
Well, if there's a kidnapping or a robbery or something like that, they're allowed to fly over the city to follow people. But otherwise, they're not allowed over city limits.
oh, they come over here all the time, and I think.
And that's not news. That's not the news chopper.
Yeah, no, they like to see what I'm doing in the yard. Eh?
Yeah.